If you got to ask, should I talk trash in a basketball game or any kind of game, the answer is no, you shouldn't be talking trash. If you got to ask, you ain't supposed to be doing it.
DreAllDay.com.
Me, I made myself into a professional when it comes to trash talking. Trash talking to me is a way to get somebody out of their game. That's one thing you could be using it for. You could use trash talking in a destructive way, like you really trying to get in somebody's head, make them really feel like shit about themselves. I feel like it's different levels of trash talking. For example, I'll give you an example. Like, some people will talk shit to you in a way like they really want you to feel bad about yourself. Like, somebody will come on the internet, if you got a video on YouTube, they'll come on and say, yo, you ugly, or yo, you got a big head, or you're not good at playing basketball, or something negative about you that's supposed to be an objective observation, but supposed to make you feel bad about yourself, your situation, what you can do. Like, that's a destructive form of trash talking, and that works depending on how you do it, who you do it to, the context, all of that. And you gotta, it's a skill. It's an art and it's a skill at the same time. Everybody don't have the same skills. Everybody doesn't have that art. It's kind of like dancing. I mean, some people can dance and some people just can't dance. I don't care how many classes they take. You ain't got no kind of rhythm or footwork. You ain't gonna be able to dance. Trash talking is an art. It's an art of verbal dexterity. You gotta be articulate and you gotta have thick skin. You gotta be able to take it and dish it out, and you also gotta be able to give it without getting emotionally attached to the words that you're saying. That's why everybody shouldn't be trash talking. That's why actually most people shouldn't be trash talking. Me, I'm a professional at trash talking. I can talk trash to somebody in damn near any setting. I'm not going to take it personal what somebody says about me, and I'm not going to take it personal what I say about that person. So you're not going to see me getting emotional while I'm talking trash. I can keep it light, I can keep it funny, and I'm a win because I got the vocabulary, I got the articulateness, and I don't take it personal. Like, it ain't there's very few things anybody can say to me that I'm gonna take personal if it's trash talk. If it's in the heat of the battle, I can take it. I understand it's part of the game, and when the game is over, the game is over. Like, for example, I said I was gonna give you an example. When I was in high school, there was this dude I was playing ball with in high school, like in gym class. We would play basketball, and this dude was like, yo, Dre, you weak. He's like, yo, you taller than me, but you weak. And you could take that, if I just tell you what he said, you could take that as trash talk, but he was saying it in a way he was trying to help me out. Like, yo, you need to get stronger. Like, you need to do something to build up your strength, because even though he was shorter than me by a few inches, when we would stand around the basket area, he would kind of box me out and push me out of the paint so I couldn't get the rebound, like take his space from me. So he was kind of saying like, yo, you got to get stronger. You can't even hold your ground in the paint around the basket area, even though you got the height to play basketball. You can't even play because you ain't strong enough to play against somebody like me, and I'm not even that big. So he was trying to help me out. When I was in 8th grade, my friend Brandon, who was in 8th grade with me, he was the best player in my 8th grade. And I told this story in my first book, Buy a Game. He told me, we was coming home from a class trip, 8th grade, he said, dude, like, yo, you need to buy a game. First of all, he said, you gotta stop playing like you're scared. Like, you be playing like you're scared on the court. So therefore, because you play scared, you can't even do the few things that you're capable of doing. You can't even do those well because you're always playing scared. And then on top of that, you need to buy a game. He said, yo, Dre, you garbage. Like, you can't dribble. You can shoot a little bit, but you're not even that good at shooting, even though that's the only quote-unquote skill that you got. Like, you gonna play defense. You don't know how to run plays. Like, you can't pass. You can't catch. Like, you can't do anything. Like, you need to buy a game. You don't have no game. You're a bum. And again, you could take that as trash talk, but at the same time, he was trying to help me out. He was trying to give me some constructive criticism. That's what it was. The constructive type of trash talk, the type that can build somebody up when you talking shit to them, is a constructive. And that's what I try to do in every video I do, in every podcast episode, and everything that I write, like even on social media, like Instagram or Snapchat, something like that. I'm gonna give you something that might sting a little bit. It might be something you're not used to hearing. It might slap you in the face a little bit, depending on how you decide to take it and how I deliver it. But the overall goal is not to make you feel like shit or make you feel worse about yourself or quit on yourself or not keep going in the thing that you're doing. I think anyone who listens to my message, you ain't got to listen that many times to understand that's the point. I'm trying to give you something that's going to help you build yourself up, for you to take it and be like, you know what? Like, when that dude in high school told me I was tall, but I was weak, he was right. I was weak. I hadn't lifted weights before in my life at that time. In high school, I didn't start lifting weights until I was in college, my freshman year of college, at the end of my freshman year. So in high school, I hadn't lifted weights at all. So when he said I was weak, he was absolutely right. I was weak. I had no reason to be strong because I hadn't touched the weight ever in my life. And then in 8th grade, before that, when my classmate said, yo, you got to stop playing scared. He was right. I did play like I was scared. I mean, I'm talking lunchroom basketball on a playground in a middle school with maybe 5 to 10 people watching, a couple girls watching. I would play like I was scared in front of that small ass crowd of people who I knew. Imagine what I'm going to do in front of a crowd, a hostile crowd, people who want me to mess up. They're not just watching, but they want me to mess up because they cheering for the other team. I was playing scared. He was right. And when he said, yo, you need to buy a game because you're garbage, he was right about that too. I couldn't dribble. The only thing I did was stand in the corner and shoot jump shots, and I wasn't even that great of a shooter. I mean, I could make shots, but I wasn't that great of a shooter. And I didn't do anything else. So he was right. He was trying to build me up. So anytime I tell people stuff, whether I tell it to you directly, like you send me a DM or you snap me or email, or I say it in a video like this one, or something on social media, or I write something, or put something in a book, I'm not ever aiming to make somebody feel worse about themselves. Maybe feel worse about yourself temporarily so you can understand what the situation is, and then say, yo, you know what? Let me be for real with myself about where I'm really at so I can do something about it. If I would have took that information when the guy in high school said, yo, you weak, and said, no, I'm not weak, I'm strong, then I never would have gotten the weight room because I figured, oh, I'm already strong. Well, I need to go to the weight room. Or when the guy told me I need to buy a game and stop playing scared, and I said, no, I don't play scared, I have game. If I would have deluded myself into believing I had game, then guess what? I never would have did the work to actually become good. I never would have took the steps to build some confidence, some mental toughness to where I wasn't playing scared and I could perform like I ran the show, like I was the baddest motherfucker in the room. I could not have developed that mindset if I didn't keep it real with myself and say, you know what? This dude is criticizing me, and it feels temporarily uncomfortable that I'm being criticized, but you know what? There's an ounce of truth, at least an ounce of truth to this criticism. Let me take this and go do something with it and build myself up with it. So that's the good way to trash talk. And the thing is, those people, when it comes to trash talking, a lot of young athletes say, well, should I trash talk when somebody's talking trash to me, or I just feel like I want to talk trash to them, should I do it? I said this before in a video like 4 or 5 years ago. If you got to ask if you should be talking trash, there's several things in life, if you got to ask, you shouldn't be doing it. If you got to ask, should I talk trash in a basketball game or any kind of game, the answer is no, you shouldn't be talking trash. If you got to ask, you ain't supposed to be doing it. I mean, I read this article, I said this on my podcast, it's an article years ago, like I'm talking in my teens, where these women, they had surveyed these women and asked them, how can a dude know he's not going to get any ass when he goes on a date with you? And one of the women said, if he has to ask. If he asked the question, are we going to have sex or are we not having sex? If you got to ask, you're not getting no ass. It's the same thing with trash talking. If you got to ask, you shouldn't be trash talking. See, trash talking, again, it comes naturally to people who have that natural gift of gab. Everybody ain't got it, and that's all right. You ain't got to be a trash talker to be good at playing basketball. All right, all you got to do is be good at playing basketball. Trash talking is like an added thing. I wouldn't even call it a bonus. It's just something that you can do or something that you can't do. And if you're not sure you can do it, you can't do it. Just stay out of the game. Stick to the constructive stuff. And when you hear some constructive trash talk from someone who's trying to help you out, make sure you listen to what they're saying. There's at least an ounce of truth. Usually in almost every single criticism that gets thrown out, there's at least one small ounce of truth in it. You got to be able to sift through it, take your emotions out of it, check out of your emotions and look at it and say, where's the ounce of truth in this criticism right here? Find it and then use it.